Welcome. Part one. Part one of this boat restoration is going to be taking everything off the boat. We're going for full disassembly on this one. And we're going to go front to back. That intro was about as short as it gets. I guess that's all we needed. We're going to go right to work here. We're going to grab some tools. We are going to set up shop. We've got some labeled bags for our screws. We've got our tables to lay our bits and pieces out on. But okay, we are going to get started. We are going to disassemble this boat, and hopefully my goal actually will be to get it done in just this afternoon. So hopefully this video will kind of cover all of the bits and pieces coming off, at least as far as top deck goes, for darn sure. Might not get to the cockpit till part two, but this is what we're doing right now. Part one. Let's go. All right. First things first, getting these doors off. As you can see, we're gonna start down here and get the door off before we get the hinge off. And then we're just gonna repeat that process with all the doors. I mean, do you ever have that moment or a feeling that this is gonna be a lot easier than it probably is gonna be? That's how I'm feeling right now. I keep looking at it going, oh yeah, this is easy. No biggie. We'll get this right on. But as I start to really gather the tools and this becomes a reality, I'm thinking, well, maybe this isn't gonna be as easy as I thought it was, but let's start with this first door. First step's always the most important, right? I mean, the final step is also very important, but as you can see, we do have some markings here, which is nice. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. This tip's nice and long. This tip is not chewed up, so here we go. Actually, you know what? For this part, I'm gonna end up time-lapsing the doors, so let's see here. Let's get started. I'm gonna throw a little headphones and music in for the time-lapse part. I really hate that we can't just have music on and out. I have to have headphone in. YouTube sucks for that. That just sucks. All right, first door off. That didn't take too long. We've got rod locker lids. Okay. Now the thing is, do I take all these off? Yeah, I think so. We'll completely strip the lids when we take them off too, just so we can get them all in the proper bag here. Let's see. Got a little bit different bit here for these. Let's see how this fits. I mean, if you've done anything with screws, you definitely know the fit matters. Okay, those are in there actually. Okay, let's go like this. My hands are freezing. It's the only reason I'm even wearing a glove. But this will give a little extra grip here as well. All right. Okay. And we already have our spots marked here, so that is the main reason I am able to take this off right now, is because the prep work had been done. If you don't know what I mean, those are the spots that we're going to mark for the carpet. That way we have accurate marks when we get the carpet covering up those holes. We'll be able to pop through them a little easier if they're marked. Alright, so we have successfully knocked the camera off. Successfully slapped you guys in the face. Okay. Successfully taken off that first panel. I'm pretty happy with that. Got to get all the screws in the right bag here. Make sure we leave no stragglers. Oops. want to drop in here. I mean, anybody that's taken anything apart definitely knows what it's like to not have the right screws to put it all back together. So, we're taking that extra step. All right, we're gonna get this next piece off. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's get this next piece off of here. Was one screw missing on that one, but this time we were a little bit smarter about how we took these off. Backed them out as we were taking the nut off at the same time this time. So that'll save us time going forward on the next doors, now that we know we can do that. And we will strip all the doors down as we go. And again, by the end of this video, I'm hoping to have 90% of this thing done and stripped. The other part we can really go fast on. The rest of it we're gonna have to take our time for sure. Yeah, there's something about taking stuff apart. It's just fun. Alright, now we gotta get that on there without getting down. That was quite the task. That probably wasn't the best idea. All right, let's set that right there. I don't know, can I even see? You guys can see me? Okay, door one. That is step one. Taking the panels off, put the screws where they go. I gotta say, I'm feeling good about the start of this. Let's see what that sentiment is like in a few parts. All right, here we go. Let's get this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and get this. I'm gonna keep my music going because YouTube won't allow me just to share with what I'm listening to you guys, which is crazy. I get it. Music companies. Whoa. Close. Gotta get that. Oh, fishing bag. Okay, we're gonna be a little bit gentler with that. Well, maybe not. Okay. You guys can't think about that bag on there. And it's unzipped. Boom. Okay. Oh man, okay, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of little cleaning stuff we're gonna have to do too as we go along here. Fishing bag though, out of the way. Damn. You know, that's really not too bad. I'll show you guys. It's definitely dirty, but there's not a whole lot of dry rot in there or anything. I'm pretty darn happy about that. I can live with that. Let's go ahead and get middle console lid. Let's go with our long boy. There we go. These angles are kind of on a screw. The screws are kind of on. Blah, blah, blah. Dang, I can't talk today. Okay, here we go. On the other side, I notched out a good little part of the frickin' paint and the coat right there, so I got to keep it kind of up on an angle this time as to not do that again. So oh, that one's stripped out of itself there. That's kind of brutal. Alright, let's get the rest of these out of here. Again, we got our pre-marks here so we know we're going to be drilling in the right spot. Couple of these that are being a little more stubborn than I would like. Yeah, glove might give me some extra grip. Where's the other one? Lost it already, huh? Alright, we'll just use. Nope. That takes a lot of pressure off that. Got kind of lucky there. We were able to back that stripped one out just enough. This one just came right out, so let's see here. These screw holes, that one's just a little more worn, not necessarily dry rotted, so that's good. This thing's definitely gonna need one hell of a cleaning after I get everything disassembled here. But here's what we're gonna do for now. We've got main locker lids. This right here, this will save you a headache and a half, folks. making sure we've got everything we need to put this back together. And obviously we had a stripped one. We had one that wasn't big enough for the hole that we had. So we will be changing out some of those screws for some fresh ones. Just to make sure everything's nice and tight how it should be. Alright, we lost the lighter. Okay. Next, take the rail off of. I want this to stay on. I want to get the rail off of this one real quick. So it's got the same locking nuts on the back as the other one did, with a screw head on the front. That does make it not too bad to take apart. Let's see, I can get you angled up here. Is that... That'll work. Oh, okay, we're gonna have to get a little we're gonna have to get a little ratchet, because as you can see there are nuts on the back of there. I don't know if you can see that. That one's stuck in there. Okay. So let's get a little wrench so we can take that off of there. And give me one sec here. Let's see. Oh yeah. Hey, hey. So we will definitely be needing a few replacement bolts. Or not even necessarily bolts, just a few replacement screws. That poor bolt. Oh, it came off again. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get this. Okay, so we've got that up there. Well, actually, you know what? Should just need this one, hopefully. Okie dokie. Whoa, video is acting weird. 20 minutes in already. 2 doors, 10 minutes per door. Okay, I'm not going to really complain too much about that. But what I'm going to complain about is the fact that we don't know how many screws are going to be stripped. So we might end up taking a little bit more time on some other doors. Okay. That one. Stripped and ready. Stuck, but let's go ahead. Turn the music up in my ear. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and do this other long door. Open this bad boy up. We still got some carpet in our way on this one, but overall, same setup. This one, a couple screws. I'm gonna get this taken off just like we did the other side. The other side went pretty decent. Hopefully this side will too. Alright. And again, these are because I'm freezing. Okay. Alright. I feel like that didn't take too long at all. I think we're gonna get better and better at this as we go. Okay, we're gonna set that right there. Now we've got the other ones. Well, you know what? Here, let's do this first. Oh no. Alright. Ports, rocker laws. Yep, that's the right bag. Oh, let's get all these out of here. Alrighty, those screws on there are a little stripped. one does not have a bolt. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Okay, skipping that screw. Okay. Obviously this part's going to take a little bit more refined effort on some of these parts. So, let's get the bulk of this in the bag. And to keep going with the wind here, we're going to move on to the next item here. We know we've got that 90% off. And that's it for that. Okay, quick little break here while I get resituated. Grab a little bottle of water. We got one more lid on the front deck. We've got a couple of pedestal seat panels and the front, the trolling motor foot well, I'll call it. But anyway, yes, I'm gonna take a quick little break. Been at it for 30 minutes. We're gonna get this door off, this one, and then the foot locker, and then those back doors, and that'll be all the doors. That'll be a good win for today. All right, one sec. Excuse me. Got a little water, got a little soda, got a little refreshments. Ooh, snacks. Snacks are in the car. I'm gonna pause again. One sec. Can't tell. Really want a little snack here. Anyway, so on the front deck, we are making progress here. We've got one door left. One door below left. We've got, oh, the shocks can say that. Then we've got pedestal feet panels. Excuse me, foot control for the trolling motor panel thing, and this front panel. We're gonna get that all accomplished right now. Okay. Managed to get back in here without falling back out. That's a win. Oh crap, we got stuff in here too. Good garbage bag. Sweatshirt. Not much fun like this. Okay, well, stay there for now. That's fine. Because our goal is taking the lid off of here. Taking the lid off of here. Okay, let's see if I can maybe see how we have the same tape there. That's to mark where our holes are, so when we're putting it back together, we can poke those holes a little easier. But our main focus right now is getting this bad boy off of here. Okay. Missing a couple of screws, but here we go. Alright. Well, that didn't come off there quite as clean as I wanted it to. Whoa. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. Okay, can't see. Oops. Okay. Okay, it didn't come off as clean as we wanted it to. Yeah, we're definitely going to have some worn out spots there. I'm going to have to go with some bigger screws when we put it all back together. But that is another panel, another door off the boat. I'm going to try to get this other panel off. Doesn't look like it's going to be too bad. And it's hard to manipulate the bag there when you got these gloves on. Okay. Panel removal. Let's see if we can get these off easier than not. Okay. We got one stubborn screw in there. Might have to try a different bit head. See if we can get a different bite on it. But all but one on that one seemed like they weren't too big of a problem. That was a little stuck up those last threads there. There we go. Stuck screw, only one dropped screw. Nuts. Okay, it's looking like it is just that one there. Got the rest of the nuts off of there easy enough, so that's good. Wow, goodness. Okay, oh geez, battery's like dead. Okay. Damn GoPro battery. I'm gonna have to go get an auxiliary power source, obviously. But let's get this footlocker off real quick. Let's do that real quick before I run out of battery. Okay, footlocker, similar setup. Where's my drill? Okay. Don't know how well. Same thing we did with the other one, and get these off of here. Okay, we're gonna have to do the fine manipulation to this one in a minute. That's just not gonna work how we want it to, so we at least got that off. I'm gonna have to clear the deck here so we can check our progress and get a little power cord here. GoPro battery just it went from like half to zero. I don't know what happened there, but okay. Let me go get a cord. I'm gonna get the deck cleared, assess our situation. I think we're gonna pull out these plates. Actually, you know what? I might have enough battery. Let's go pull out this front stuff so that way we're done with disassembly all the way to the cockpit here. Let's see. Oh, don't forget, screws go in the bag. Alright. I know I've got a bag. Footlocker bag. Where's it over here? Footlocker lid bag. Okay. Footlocker lid bag. So far we have 3 screws. We're gonna have several more. But let's get these panels. Okay, those were definitely carpeted over. I didn't realize that, but so I guess we're gonna leave those. Let's move on to this chunk then and see if we can get this chunk off of here. Might be able to use that. Whoops. Little trolling motor action. Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna clear the deck here and call this part 1. And then I'm gonna keep moving on and part 2 and however many so forth. But I think this is gonna be a successful part 1. We got all of our panels. We'll get this cleared off here, one sec. Okay, here's where we're at. Let's get a good overhead shot here. Get up in there. All right. This is what we're looking like now. Well, it looks like progress to me. For part 1, I'm gonna take that as a win here, folks. Let's see, we also got a panel that needs work in general. But I think we're gonna get this off of here. Looks like I might have enough battery to take off this trolling motor all the way. That might be a good idea. Let's see. No, we're gonna end part one here. Yeah. License plate. Okay, we're gonna end part one here. That is amazing progress. I'm pretty happy with it. It's really revealing what I've got to work on and what I've got to work with, which, I mean, I can live with it. Everything's actually not looking too bad. I mean, there's no real rot. Some of the screws are a little widened and obviously a little loose, but banging around for as long as this boat's been around, I mean, it's 2026, it's 99, 27 years, and I know at least 15 to 20 of those were some hard fishing years, so we definitely put in many hours on this boat, so it's really cool to see it getting some love. But yeah, as you can see, we got the front lids off. We've also got most of the rails off the front lids. I'm gonna finish getting those off camera. Obviously have some cleaning to do, but encountered these pedestals that do not come out, so we're gonna leave those there. They were obviously carpeted over. Try to see if I can maybe get them a little bit better looking, but we'll do that part once the carpet is more close to time. Okay, got the phone charged up just enough to say thank you very much for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, share. If I'm gonna be posting these, I might as well say that, right? Okay, so this is our progress. We've got this top deck pretty well cleared compared to what we started with. We started with everything on the top deck. We made it as far as everything back to the foot locker. All the stuff that needed to be taken off has now been removed. And we're pretty happy with that progress for today. So I'm gonna keep going. I'll start making a part two here, let the battery charge a little longer. Part two is gonna be this back half. Part three might be the cockpit area. We'll see how it goes. Part two, definitely gonna get this back half disassembled as much as humanly possible. Hey, you know what? Part two might include the cockpit. I think we can do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here for now. Thanks again for joining me. It's greatly appreciated. Again, comments, anything. Tell me tips, tell me tricks, tell me what you did wrong, tell me what you did right, tell me what you want to try, any of it. Okay, that being said, that's the end of this one. Part two will be coming shortly. Thank you. Have a good day. Try your best.